So Monday Night Football here. We got the Detroit Lions going up against the Baltimore Ravens, ESPN, Manning cast, however you want to watch it. We got a big game on Monday night. Lions are a 5.5-point road underdog against the Baltimore Ravens. I think this line is trying to captivate the public. I think people are going to want to take Detroit here in this spot. And don't get me wrong, Detroit's kind of back after their win over the Bears, but I can't get out of my head what they did in week 1 against Green Bay. I think Baltimore is the best team in the NFL, in my opinion. It's not the Buffalo Bills. It is the Baltimore Ravens if they don't turn the ball over. I probably won't play it. I'll probably take Baltimore in like a money line parlay, cap something off there with them, or I'll tease up Detroit a little higher, which I'm still kind of afraid of. But this is a game that I think Baltimore just finds a way to win because they're a better football team.
Yeah, I mean, you don't want to go through the 0 on a teaser, so you wouldn't want to move the Ravens to +2.5, +3.5, whatever. But I'm with you. Teasing, if you get it's 5.5, if you tease it up 7 points to build or to Lions +12.5, I could still see the Ravens winning by more than 12.5 points in this game.
Yeah, easily. It could be just like, and I had a teaser with the Detroit Lions in week 1. I brought them up after they were playing against the Packers and they lost, and Jared Goff didn't look good, and on the road kind of game, and this is outdoors. I know it's only September, which is good for playing in Baltimore, but it's still a really tough spot for Detroit to walk into. Don't get me wrong. If any team can go in there and beat the Baltimore Ravens, it's Dan Campbell's Detroit Lions. I just don't see it happening.
Yeah, I don't see it happening either. And we gave our picks against the spread for every game on NFL Sunday. If you guys are watching this video, but you haven't seen that one, just go back, go to the channel, go back a couple of videos. We gave picks against the spread for every game. Or did I say in week 1? I don't know what I said, but we gave picks for every game on Sunday. And we both said Ravens -5.5. I think it was -6 when we recorded, because this could be a close game. This could be a tie game. And then if the Ravens score a touchdown with 2 minutes left to win the game, they've covered. If it's a tie game and they score a touchdown, they've covered. And you're looking at this, and if they win by 7 points, and I would tell you right now the spread is Ravens -7, you'd be like, oh, that's crazy. But no, it's just a tie game with a late touchdown. That's all it is. And the Ravens, like you said, I think they're the better team as well. I think the Packers have played the best of every team so far this season, but I do still believe the Ravens are the best team in the NFL, like you. They are at home. Jared Goff is not in his beloved dome, and we know how much worse he gets on the road there. I know the Ravens gave up big plays to the Bills, but you know what? The Lions gave up big plays to the Packers, and I like the Ravens defense better than the Lions. I like the Ravens offense better than I like the Lions offense. They're at home. All those reasons make me go Ravens. I'm sticking to the pick there, and I'm confident. And I have it in my parlay, so I can roll on over into that. So I've got a 3-legger. This is my highest value parlay that we've done so far today. I've got +729 odds here. Ravens -5.5 is the first leg. I'm going to go Lamar Jackson over 217.5 passing yards. Now, I get it. He hasn't really been asked to air the ball out all that much this season. He had 14 completions in week 1, 19 completions in week 2. Here's the thing. If the Lions are still the Lions and they can still score points, that means the Ravens are going to be required to score points. And that's not a concern. I know they can score. It just means Lamar's going to throw the ball more. This is a very low line. He can get over it. He averaged 244 passing yards per game last season. And if the Lions are going to put pressure on him, he's going to be able to respond. So I got him going over. And then I'm going to take Jameson Williams under 55.5 receiving yards. He's kind of a one-trick pony right now. And it's a good trick to have because he's got this electrifying speed. He can go bursting open down the field. But he had 2 catches for like 100 yards last week, and that's great. Got a 64-yard touchdown. I don't think that's going to happen against Baltimore. And in the other game, he caught 4 passes for something like 27 yards. So as long as you keep him in front of you, and the Ravens played the Bills, they know what it's like to play an explosive offense, just keep him in front of you, and you should be able to take him out of the game.
I like it. I'm going to go with the Ravens to win the game outright. I'm just going to take Ravens money line. I don't want to worry about points here. I can't worry about points, honestly, because again, it could be tight. It could be a Ravens field goal. There's a lot of different ways this game could play out. So I just don't have that vision in my mind. I'm not going to worry about that. I'm going to take Amon-Ra St. Brown over 6.5 total receptions. He had 9 last week against the Bears. When they're rolling, he's catching 7 passes a game when they are playing well. And I think this is a spot where the Ravens are going to put up points. They're going to be able to score. So they're going to have to answer for Detroit. And that means Amon-Ra St. Brown is going to be heavily involved. 11 targets last week, 115 yards, 3 touchdowns. You could take him, catch a touchdown. Whatever way you want to use Amon-Ra St. Brown in your same game parlays, I think it's okay this week. And then my final leg here, which I love, Derrick Henry under 17.5 for his longest rush. I think the Detroit Lions are going to show up, load up the box, and force Lamar Jackson to beat them through the air. Spot where you don't want to get beat by Henry. That 17.5, like, I know Derrick Henry's a stud. I know he can rip off big gains, but like, Detroit's physical. They're going to show up. That, like, Dan Campbell's going to set the tone for them this week as far as we got to tackle. 18 yards is a long run. I don't care how good of a back you are. That's a long run, and he can do it. He's more than capable of ripping off 50-yard runs every week. But this isn't like week 1 against Buffalo where Buffalo's like, hey, we're going to play balance. This is Dan Campbell coming there saying we got to stop the run to have a chance in the football game.
So Detroit 13th, which is obviously better than average in yards allowed per rush attempt, 4.1, and they are 3rd in defensive EPA per run play. So statistically, they are very efficient at stopping the run.
Yeah, I like it. Under 17 is a lot. That's a lot of yards. It's very capable. It's very doable for Derrick Henry. That's a lot.
The thing with Derrick Henry is if he goes over 17.5, it's probably a 40-yard run.
Yeah, it's not like it's an 18-yard run. It's like it's open space. And you really, for him to go over 17.5, though, they got to block it well. He can't be touched in the front 7, and then he's got to make somebody miss the second level. Very doable, but if I'm Dan Campbell, I'm saying we cannot get beat by Derrick Henry running the football in this game. That's the way they go on the road and win. You shut down Derrick Henry, you force Lamar to pass. He can still beat you through the air, but if you're trying to shut down both, you can't. You have no chance of winning if you're like, hey, we're going to play Derrick Henry, we're also going to play Lamar Jackson. You got to key on one.
And in the opener, Derrick Henry against the Bills, 169 yards, 9.4 yards per carry. In week 2 against the Browns, 11 carries for 23 yards, averaged 2.1, a longest rush of 8.
That's crazy that the Browns defense is really that good. And that game was never even close, but they just took Derrick Henry out of the game.
The Browns defense, I don't, if you're a defensive player, I just don't know why you would sign there, because for the past however long, their defense shows you if we could win a Super Bowl with this defense, but the offense is so bad that they end up picking first in the draft. Their offense has just been that bad. It's like a middle school offense with a Super Bowl defense.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, listen, money talks. Like, I think if you ask these guys what means more, money or Super Bowls, they're going to say money. But I mean, if
are you calling Myles Garrett a liar? You don't think he stayed there because he could win a Super Bowl, like he said?
He's staying there for the money. If you got, these guys are taking $10 million more than a Super Bowl ring, 100%, no doubt about it. Depends on where they're at in their career, obviously, but they're about the money.
You know what? So speaking of Myles Garrett, whoever the next edge rusher to sign a contract is, like, who's that dude? Myles Garrett's making 40. TJ Watt's getting 41. Micah moved it to 47. Is the next guy getting 48? Or do they look at that like the Deshaun Watson contract where they're like, that's such an outlier, we're just going to pretend that never happened, and you're getting 41.5?
It's going to be 41.5. Micah took it to a whole different level that I don't know if he's even deserving of. Like, he's deserving of it if the Packers go in and win the Super Bowl. If they don't, it's a waste to give him that much money, because he could have got him for probably a little cheaper, but they just wanted to make him happy, and he's happy to be there. So I guess it works out if you win the Super Bowl.
My guess is also it had something to do with taxes, because, difference in taxes between living in Texas and living in Wisconsin. So I'm guessing he and his agent were like, well, if you want to factor in how much money I'm actually making, we need this. And the Packers just gave it to him.
Wisconsin's not expensive, though. It's middle America. It's probably
Texas doesn't have income tax, right?
Yeah, Texas, I don't think has income tax, but it's not like Wisconsin's. It's not like it's the cost of living in Green Bay, Wisconsin's a ton of money either.
No, but I mean, any form of income tax versus none, it's a big difference.
Does Wisconsin have income tax?
I would assume so. Look at us. We're learning today.
Yes, Wisconsin has a state income tax. Rates range from 3.5 to 7.6. So he's 7.6 for sure.
Yeah, and Texas does not. Okay.
So, yeah, it maybe had something to do with that too. I just again, when you're talking 41 versus 47, like it's more just setting new records. It's not making a difference in their life, you know?
Well, I mean, who is going to be the next edge rusher to get that contract? Because Max Crosby signed his, Myles Garrett signed his this offseason, TJ Watt signed his this offseason, Micah just got it. It's going to kick in next year. Is there anybody really in that class who's like deserving? I think the next guy's probably Abdul Carter.
Yeah, probably. That's a long time away.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think so. Yeah, Trey Hendrickson signed, so there's no.
And he's also 30, 31. He's not. I know he has the same number of sacks, but he's not who those guys are.
See, the Bengals though, it was pointless to give him money. I know he's made plays. I know you need him on your defense. You're still not going to be good though.
Well, especially now that Joe Burrow. We need to have a conversation about Joe Burrow one day. I get it. He's incredible, but he's been in the NFL for 6 years with 3 season-ending injuries.
Not his fault though. He's been sacked more than anybody else.
Right, but if you're not on the field, the best ability in sports is availability. That's what we always say. So if you're not on the field, can I say you're one of the 3 best quarterbacks in the world? You
gotta put somebody in front of you, though. You got to put a group in front of you that can defend you and block for you, and they have not been able to do that. So I wouldn't say it's his fault. He took them to the Super Bowl in a year where he had one of the worst offensive lines in the NFL. Like
I'm not saying it is his fault, but if he's not available, that lowers his value.
No, definitely, but you need to put him in front of a good offensive line. If he just didn't get hit, he'd be fine.
You know the meme of it's like the screen is cut in half and it's like literally anybody and then Jamar Chase and it's like Burrow getting killed and then it says Penei Sewell, literally anybody downfield and it's a completed pass. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah. That meme has it's aged very well for the Penei Sewell yes men who said that the Bengals should have taken him.
Yeah, definitely. Well, Grant, that does it for the pod today.
Yeah, that was a good one.
That was a fun one. We talked about a lot today, guys. Make sure you subscribe to the show, like the podcast, share the podcast. Also, check out WSN.com, writing sports betting previews on there, promo codes, bonus bets, all that good stuff. You can find all that information on WSN.com.
100%, guys. So make sure, like Tanner said, you do check out WSN.com, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button on this video. Make sure you go to the comment section, leave us your thoughts on our picks and some of our opinions on these games. And we will catch you all in the next episode of Ride the Line.